Hi, my name is Hailey Nicchi, and I'm a senior fashion design major at Jefferson University. And I will be presenting my case study done for the design and product development category for the Fashion Scholarship Fund. So my project is entitled ReAwakened, and it is a collection designed for the brand Patagonia that focuses on the needs of this new consumer post-COVID. So in my research, I found that coming out of COVID, a lot of people wanted to reconnect with nature post-pandemic. And this collection, Reawakened for Patagonia, will speak to the people who have this new desire to reconnect with nature coming out of COVID. The Reawakened collection will provide them with the resources necessary to do so. The garments within this collection will allow the wearer the opportunity to feel secure in varying conditions of nature, offering all the functionalities that activewear garments usually offer, but also feel confident in their own skin by having more design conscious garments. Patagonia is a very popular brand for outdoor wear, but their designs have primarily been focused on functionality rather than design or style or aesthetics. Now that this new group of people, specifically millennials coming out of COVID, are looking to spend more time in nature, they're also looking for garments that will make them feel comfortable and confident in doing so. So Patagonia has the opportunity to draw the attention of this new group of people that want to reconnect with nature. Reawakened will introduce this new side to Patagonia with more fashion conscious designs that will make the consumer feel great, whether they are out hiking or just wearing it, going about their normal day. And the collection will also provide them with all the necessary functionalities that Patagonia has always offered in their activewear. The collection Reawaken also touches upon retro prints and colors for inspiration from the 60s and 70s to provide the wearer with nostalgic comfortability coming out of COVID. But the designs speak to the future, going forward and out into the world. So the consumer that this collection focuses on specifically is millennial women from ages 25 to 40. They're just starting their family. They live at their first home with their spouse and young kids, and they're very family oriented, optimistic, as well as logical and rational. They've always believed in being environmentally friendly. However, the pandemic reawoke them to how important it really is to be sustainable today. And they want to make an increased effort to ensure that they are more sustainable in their daily lives. Research I found in my study was from the BCG survey that found that a lot of more people are more concerned with climate change following the pandemic. Specifically, 70% of survey participants said that they were more aware now than before COVID-19 that human activity threatens the climate and it's that the degradation of the environment in turn threatens humans. So people have shifted their values to be more focused on environmentally conscious purchases in their daily lives. Also found that 60% of millennials spend their money towards purchases that are expressions of themselves. They want their clothes to reflect their personality, and they want to ensure that they're shopping ethically and sustainably. But they also want to enjoy what they're wearing and feel confident and feel like themselves in their clothing. The COVID-19 pandemic also made them realize how important nature is to them. They are someone who is often out in nature pre-pandemic, but did not realize the effect that its absence would have on them and their mental health going into quarantine. Their goal coming out of the pandemic was to reconnect with nature for both their physical and mental health. And they want to explore new areas and make new memories. And with Reawakened, they will be able to do so. Going off of that, the most important purchase drivers for this consumer are sustainability, ethical business practices, and versatility. Sustainability, going back to what was said before, is very important because they are realizing how important nature is to them now and how important it is to preserve it with our daily actions. Ethical business practices are also an important purchase driver for this consumer because they want to ensure that companies that they are supporting and purchasing from align with their values. A study done by the Global Consumer Pulse Research found that consumers care about what retailers say and how they act. And they also found that 6 in 10 younger consumers, including millennials and Generation Z, closely consider a company's ethical values as well as their authenticity before purchasing from them. Versatility is another really important purchase driver that goes hand in hand with sustainability because the consumer wants to ensure that they're producing as little waste as possible and not contributing to overconsumption. Versatility in a garment allows the wearer to wear it with many different items and continue to use it and get more and more wear out of it, which then in turn creates less waste. So Patagonia is a very popular brand that sells mainly outdoor and activewear, and it was founded in 1973. It's a very notable brand that continues to share environmentally friendly materials in its collections, and it's listed as one of the front runners in giving payment of living wages for its workers. Additionally, Patagonia belongs to the Sustainability Apparel Coalition and 1% for the Planet, which means that they reject fast fashion in favor of high quality and long-lasting products that offer a repair and reuse program. Patagonia also promotes better working conditions and fair labor practices throughout its supply chains. It's part of the corporate responsibility movement that encourages companies to take responsibility for their impact and activity on customers, communities, employees, and the environment. Patagonia is very well known for being a sustainable and socially responsible brand, and they hold themselves accountable for any mistakes that they produce and are very transparent about their supply chains. The collection ReAwakened aligns with Patagonia and aligns with the values of Patagonia, as well as these purchase drivers that this new consumer is looking for, as well as the collection also fills a white space within their current offerings. So the collection ReAwakened for Patagonia fills this white space because ReAwakened is targeting this new customer that is reconnecting with nature post-COVID. The customers have always enjoyed the great outdoors, but it's taking more time to get out. They're taking more time to get out into nature and learn new activities such as hiking and climbing. COVID-19 has caused 75% of US consumers to try new shopping behaviors due to economic pressures or changing priorities. Of these 75%, 36% are trying a new product or brand. Research also found that millennials have no problem trying new, innovative brands rather than just turning to brands seen as old and reliable. Patagonia's clothing has always focused mainly on functionality, protection, and sustainability, which are very important purchase drivers for this new consumer. But this new consumer does not just want to wear clothing just for the purpose of functionality. They want to feel good in what they wear and wear something that is different from the norm that they feel expresses themselves. Patagonia has this opportunity to attract this new consumer that wants to connect with nature, but also express themselves with pieces that still feel fashionable and timeless, but while also offering the functionalities that Patagonia also always offers. They have the opportunity to experiment with design and offer their consumer clothing that they'll feel comfortable in throughout the day and not just out on the mountain. ReAwaken will introduce a new style to Patagonia that will captivate this new post-COVID consumer. The designs will offer functionality and comfortability, but will also introduce this new style that has not been seen from Patagonia yet. And the collection will steer in the direction of being more fashion conscious by focusing on fun and innovative silhouettes, prints, and textures that will ensure that the wearer feels confident in whatever they're wearing. So going into my design process, I wanted to focus on this era of the 70s, given that that was when Patagonia first got its start. And it has a very nostalgic color palette that consumers can really connect to. So looking into that, I wanted to kind of focus my theme into national parks, as the founder of Patagonia was a big patron of national parks, as well as due to the fact that I found in my research that in the 1918 pandemic, national park visitorship increased substantially, which is something that we are seeing as well coming out of this pandemic. So I wanted to look towards inspiration from national parks, from pictures and the history behind it, and getting inspiration for fabrics and prints and color palette from that. So this is my concept board for the ReAwakened collection, again, touching on this era of the 70s color palette and old vintage like national park memorabilia. So for my fabrics, I wanted to choose lots of organic fabrics, Patagonia has this upcycling program where they take back old like clothing that people are no longer using, and they rework them and re-roll them into new fabric. So I wanted to include this patchwork upcycled denim from Patagonia, using lots of organic denim, and then also utilizing color palettes and prints within my fabric that I felt spoke to the era that I wanted to design within. And then also creating my own graphic here that I felt spoke to Patagonia, as well as including their motto, which is "We're in the business to save our home planet." So for my original prints, again, I wanted to stick to that same color palette, offering lots of kind of geometric shapes, speak to nature, and that would be fun overall to see in the garments that I wanted to design. So going into my lineup, I wanted to focus again on versatility, which is a big purchase driver for the consumer that I was researching. So creating garments that can be worn not just as looks, but can mix and match with different looks, having vests and smaller jackets, two pieces that could be worn separately, and having this coat here where the sleeves would be removable, so you could put them on if you get cold. Just having lots of different pieces within my looks that would match well with pieces from other looks, to provide the consumer with as much versatility as possible. Getting a closer look at some of my looks and prints, original print in this garment as well as the vest in this garment. I wanted to play with having pockets to offer as much functionality as possible within these garments, but utilizing fun colors and fun placement to make the wearer feel comfortable. Again, my last close-ups, incorporating the graphic and the t-shirt, having pieces, a lot of over pieces that can be worn with different garments, and again, utilizing the pockets in different placements, and my prints throughout all the different garments. This is just detailing the construction of two of the looks that are a part of the ReAwakened collection and how they would be fastened and made. And then for marketing the ReAwakened collection, we'd primarily use social media as we're looking towards millennials as a consumer, advertising on Instagram specifically for the ReAwakened collection as a subsect of Patagonia, as well as utilizing Spotify advertising. Spotify offers the opportunity for businesses of all sizes to buy any ads on their platform, which is a great way to reach a large audience due to the fact that they have 365 million monthly active listeners. They found that 60% of listeners pay more attention to ads that they hear on Spotify rather than the radio. And additionally, 61% of listeners say Spotify audio ads help them discover new brands and products. Spotify also offers audience targeted marketing where you can target your ads to a certain gender, age group, and geographically located group of people. This way, ReAwakened would be able to target the exact consumer that they're looking to attract. Continuing with the marketing plan, the garments for ReAwakened, their hang tags would all include images and posters of all the different national parks, this way to get more engagement with the garments within a store. And on the back, there would be a QR code that the consumer can scan that will bring them to a page that shows them all of the national parks. And they would be able to click on them and read information about it, having them be more engaged with the collection and wanting to be a part of it. And then this is just some background research that I conducted on other collections that came out post-COVID. A collection that really stood out as a success to my targeted post-COVID consumer was Gabriella Hearst's Autumn-Winter 2020 collection. It focuses on sustainable and long-lasting materials, and it features a lot of upcycling utilized in their designs, as well as it was a very fashionably conscious collection, which is why I researched it for my ReAwakened collection. It showcased beautiful prints from upcycled antique Turkish rugs, an orange shawl with fringes made from recycled cashmere, loose fitting but beautiful pantsuits, and that provided comfort to the wearer. This was a collection I researched that I felt fit the purchase drivers of my consumer and fit the white space that I was trying to fill for Patagonia. And then I have my works cited that I looked at for all my research. Thank you.